ago, I wasn't sure whether we were going to have a face-to-face or in-person graduation. We are grateful that we're able to do that, to recognize you, to allow your family, your loved ones to recognize you. Before I get started, I want to make just a couple of quick announcements. One, every one of you should have a bottle of water sitting next to your chair. Drink some of it. Drink it. Don't get dehydrated. It's warm. It's muggy. We're going to get through this as quick as we can, get you across the stage, but take advantage of the water. Second, please keep your mask on as long as possible. It's critically important to not only your health and your safety, but everyone around you. So please respect that. I'd like to first introduce several members of our adults in this district that have a tremendous impact on our education and your education. And that's our Board of Trustees. Miss Ann Williams is our Board President. Miss Williams, please give her a round of applause. Miss Ann Williams. Our Board Vice President, Mr. Rick Marino. Mr. Board Vice President, my apologies, Ms. Darlene Bro. Our Board Secretary, Dr. Lily Trong, is unable to be here, but she extends her congratulations to you. Our Board Assistant Secretary, Ms. Jennifer Key. Trustee, Mr. John Wynn. Trustee, Ms. Natasha Butler. Trustee, Mr. Rick Marino. And last but certainly not least, I'd like to introduce my Superintendent's Council. It's the leaders that help make decisions. Council, if you would please stand and be recognized.
Please.
There's a lot of you tonight that already have your plans made. Some of you are going to college, some of you are going to the workforce, some of you are going to the armed forces. If you're a young man or a young lady who is committed to the military, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, or the Coast Guard, would you please rise? If you are committed to the military, the armed services, would you please rise and be recognized for your commitment to our country? Thank you for your commitment to our country, for allowing us to continue the democracy in which we all enjoy. Thank you. Please be seated. Good luck to you. I always start comments as a superintendent about how proud I am to be the superintendent of A-Leaf. For you, as a graduating senior, I've been your superintendent since you were in the second grade. Actually, I got here at the end of your first grade year, but technically you're second since you were in second grade. And there's a lot of things I'm proud of. But one of the things I am the most proud of, and I have learned to appreciate this, being someone that did not grow up in A-Leaf, is the rich diversity and the rich respect that I have watched the A-Leaf community, and more specifically A-Leaf students, over the last 10 years of being involved in your life as an education. Just look around you, every one of you. If you've grown up in A-Leaf, you have seen almost every culture. You have addressed almost every religion, every race. On any given day, there's over 90 languages spoken in our district. Over 100 languages spoken in our community. So we are, without a question, we are the most diverse community in the Houston area, one of the most diverse communities in the country. And a lot of people say diversity is what makes them strong. It is the honest to God truth in this district, in this community, is the diversity. Every graduate who's graduated from an A-Leaf school that I've spoken to, and I don't care whether they graduated last year or 40 years ago, they talk about two things about A-Leaf. And I'll promise you, next year, at this time, if I'm talking to you, you will say these same two things. You'll say, one, that you received a quality education, and two, your exposure and your understanding and your respect for other cultures, other races, other belief systems prepared you more than you will ever know. When you get into the world, I don't care where it is, what you've been exposed to, the appreciation you have for other cultures, other races, has never in the history of our country been more needed than it is right now. I stand in front of you asking you of several things. Not as a superintendent, not as an educator, but as someone who genuinely cares about the world you're entering and the role in which you're going to play in that world. When we think about and we consider what has happened across our country, not just in the last 2 weeks, George Floyd's death is not the first issue that has occurred in which there's been an injustice, a racist position. It has been in existence for a long time. Your generation is the generation along with my generation. I'm 56 years old. My generation and your generation and every generation in between are the ones that are going to have to solve this. And you're going to solve it. You're going to solve it in a variety of different ways. You're going to bring attention to it through protests, through things that bring attention that people cannot ignore. But you can also address it in other meaningful ways. So if you listen to anything else I say tonight, my request of you as you enter into the next phase of your life is to be engaged, to be active in the democracy that you live and vote. Things that impact your life, that you're watching right now, that I'm watching, you're watching. I've got emotions. You've got your emotions. Your family has their emotions. But if you want to make meaningful change, after you get people's attention, is to pay attention to what happens in elections. And the first thing people think about is the presidential election. And yes, that is an important election. But please know that elections in your local communities, your city, the mayor, the city council, the county commissioner's court, the county commissioner's judge, the county judge, the sheriff, those local elections, no matter where you live, no matter where you find yourself at, those are the elections that have the most direct impact on your life. That's where you can also make change. As a school district, as a school system, we talk about value and diversity, and we mean it. We wake up every day trying to provide an equitable education, an equal education, equitable opportunities to every kid. Whether they're graduating from high school or whether they're starting pre-K and 4-year-old. We have a role to play. LFIS has a role to play. Public education has a role to play. The greatest generation has been, in many cases, been referred to as the generation called World War II. It's my hope that the next greatest generation doesn't have to fight and win a world war, but you have to win a fight in your own country to achieve racial justice, racial equity, and equality. From that, it will take every generation to do it. So your generation has been given its challenge. All of our generations, but yours in particular. And as you leave tonight, and you move on, I ask you to reflect on two things. What can you do individually, and what can you do collectively? Today, the funeral, and they buried Mr. Floyd. On the day in which that occurred, I would like for this class, please, parents, family members in the audience, join the LFISD board, our staff, the entire community, in a moment of silence as we reflect on the lost life of Mr. Floyd, but we also reflect on the other lives that have been lost and impacted. And just as importantly, we think about and we reflect on those individuals who are fighting for the very thing to prevent this from ever happening again. We should all be a part of that. So please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. I'm proud of you. Thank you very much. I'm proud of you. You won't have a bigger fan than me. Good luck to every one of you. God bless every one of you. Go out into the world and do something great. do something great. With that, thank you. I am going to introduce your principal, Miss Tina Elsie.
Thank you. Tali mara, tali mara. Koi tali mara. Tali marnu ni.
Good evening, class of 2020, parents, staff, board members. So glad to be here today and looking